Your 30s may feel like you're finally stepping into true adulthood, but retirement still feels a long way off. But the choices you make in this period will have a heavy effect on your financial health for the rest of your life. Here are 17 things not to do if you want financial security for all the decades following your 30s. 1. Making minimum payments on high-interest loans. If you have high-interest loans, meaning loans with an interest rate above 5.8%, your first financial priority should be paying these off ASAP. Making only minimum payments on a loan like this could mean you are saddled with that debt for the rest of your life, which will seriously hold back your financial growth. Pay off more than you have to every time you pay high-interest loans. Start with the loan with the highest interest rate. 2. Not consolidating debt. Many people don't think about this, but you can pay less money and pay off your debt faster using debt consolidation. This is the process of taking out another lower interest loan to pay off your current loans. Notice we said lower interest. It doesn't work if you get a higher interest loan. That's just silly. For instance, credit card debt often has a really high interest rate. You can get a personal loan for a much lower rate, pay off your credit card, and then pay back a smaller amount over time on the personal loan. Just do your best not to pile up the credit card debt again. 3. Not having an emergency fund. While you are paying off your debt, your first savings goal should be an emergency savings account. You want to have 3 to 6 months of expenses on hand in a savings account you can access immediately. Don't invest this money because it might be harder to get your money out immediately when you need it. 4. Being underinsured or not insured. Many young people consider insurance a luxury these days, and that's the wrong attitude. The monthly premiums may feel excessive for something you hope you'll never need, but if you don't have insurance and something happens, it could drag you into debt and jeopardize your entire future. Experts recommend at least term life insurance, health insurance, disability insurance, and renter's insurance to cover you when the worst happens. 5. Buying too much house. Home prices are sky high right now, so no matter what you buy, you're probably overspending. You're not guaranteed the prices will keep rising in today's market, since a bubble burst like the one in 2008 is probably on the horizon. Many people don't consider the total cost of a home when buying a house. You're looking at much more than a larger mortgage payment. You'll also be paying more for utilities, insurance, property tax, and maintenance. The bigger the house, the more stress you'll feel keeping it together, since even the simple act of cleaning all your floors is suddenly a much bigger task. Remember, even after you buy your house, you still want money and time for your other goals. Buy only what you need. There will be time down the line to upsize if you need to. 6. Buying a new car. You don't need a new car, and they are much more expensive than buying a car that's even only a year old. If you have a car, keep it maintained and drive it as long as you can. Not having a car payment every month can save you a lot of money and help your other financial goals. Really need to buy a vehicle? Buy used. It's better value, and if you do your due diligence, you will get a car that performs just as well as a new car and costs you much less in the long run. 7. Not saving aggressively for retirement or not saving for retirement at all. When you're in your 30s, going to work every day, retirement seems a million miles away. It's not. If you start saving now, in fact, the average retirement age in the US is 61 years old, so if you're in your 30s, your retirement goal is likely less than 30 years away. The money you save now is more powerful than anything you put away in your 40s and 50s. Why is this? Because that money will have a whole decade longer to compound. If you have an employer-provided retirement account, set up automatic deductions to it from your paycheck. Make it your goal to save at least what your employer will match. If you are self-employed or your employer doesn't offer a plan, set up an IRA with automatic paycheck deposits. Automatic deposits are a game changer when it comes to retirement. Often, if the money gets into our hands, we will suddenly have a need that it must be spent on. But if you never get the money and it goes automatically into your retirement fund, you are much more likely to spend within your remaining amount and stay on track with your retirement plans. 8. Overspending. It's good to enjoy your life, but often we make purchases that don't really make us happy. They just drain our wallets. Not every day has to be a spending day. Find things in life that truly make you feel satisfied and fulfilled, and avoid impulse buying or vanity spending. How can you tell if you're overspending? That brings us to item number 9. Mistake number 9, not budgeting. If you don't set a limit to your spending, you'll likely overspend. Going out to eat for dinner doesn't seem like it's going to break the bank. After all, it's just $15 or so, right? But if you do that every day of your life, it adds up, along with all the other little purchases that seem like a good idea at the time. A budget helps you see the big picture and control where your money goes. If you're not tracking your expenses, you probably won't be able to hit your savings goals because you won't have enough left over. 10. Saving for kids, but not yourself. Many people in their 30s are starting families and want to give their kids the best possible life. While your children should always be your first priority, after all, you brought them into this world, you are more than a little responsible for their quality of life. You are also still responsible for how 60-year-old you is going to pay the bills. Not only 60-year-old you, but hopefully 70, 80, and even 90 or 100-year-old you. Take care of yourself too. Even when you're saving for your kids' college and other expenses, keep adding to your retirement account. It might feel weird, but it's okay to put a little less away for your children's education or other things they might want so that you can stay on track for your retirement goals. They will thank you later when they don't have to pay for your nursing home. 11. Ignoring your credit score. Most people only take a peek at their credit score when they really need it, such as when they apply for a mortgage. But by that point, if you have a bad score, it's too late. A good credit score can be the difference between an affordable mortgage on your dream house and not becoming a homeowner at all. Figure out how your credit score works and make a plan to improve it. 12. Not negotiating your salary. Every time you change jobs, get promoted, or the financial year comes to a close, you have an opportunity to negotiate a higher pay. When you don't do this, you are stealing money from your future self. Every pay increase will increase your total income for the rest of your life. It may not seem like a 3% increase is all that large right now, but when you consider you have 30 working years left, 3% more money over that period is a big deal. Consider getting a raise from $100,000 to $103,000. $3,000 a year might not sound huge, but what about $3,000 every year for 30 years? That's another $90,000 in net worth. And it's $90,000 that would have been compounding over time. It's not just this one increase that matters. If you get that increase now, every additional increase you get down the line will be that much more. 13. Not investing. Life moves quickly, and you may feel too busy to learn how to invest. But once you've paid off your debt and saved your emergency account, you should put your money to work for you, or you will be holding back your possible net worth. In addition to your retirement funds, you should set up an investment account. Investing is the best way to see your net worth really grow over time. It's easier to get into investing than you think. Thanks to the wonders of technology, you don't have to be a stock market wizard or even work with a human brokerage. You can easily sign up with a robo-advisor online or on your phone. Do your research before you decide which one to try, but many show good returns. After you hit those first financial goals, guaranteeing stability, like saving an emergency fund and getting to $0 debt, put your money to work. 14. Not diversifying investments. If you're investing, don't put your money all in one place. This is a nice thing about the robo-advisors. They will invest your portfolio based on your risk tolerance in different areas, so it's automatically diversified. Handling your investments on your own? Try stocks, bonds, funds, and more, in addition to your savings and retirement funds. This will help your net worth continue to grow over time despite the fluctuations of any one market. 15. Being uninformed about taxes. Most of us were taught absolutely nothing about taxes in school. That means many of us are both unaware of tax obligations as well as tax deductions we could be taking. You might be overpaying your taxes because you don't know what all you can deduct. On the other hand, a mistake or underpayment can cost you a lot if you get audited. It's reasonable to feel less than confident about your tax know-how. That's why tax professionals exist. Reach out to one for a consultation or to have them do your taxes for you. 16. Co-signing loans with friends. We all think our friends are wonderful people who would never treat us wrong. But it's a bad idea to make a bet on that. If you take on debt with another person and that person defaults, it's your credit score on the line. Make sure you can handle the full payments of any debt you take on, otherwise you may ruin your credit when your partner defaults. 17. Not discussing finances with potential partners. What's the number one thing that couples fight about? Money, by far. If you have these conversations early on and make sure you're aligned on financial goals and values, you are much less likely to fight or split up later on, and you are much more likely to reach your financial goals. Another big mistake some people in their 30s are making right now is putting all their investing into crypto. The volatility of this market makes it a dangerous bet. Bitcoin in particular is headed for a big crash in 2024. Find out why the crash is inevitable in this video.